Greetings and salutations and welcome to Brands Hatch for the future race of Chase the Sunset Round 2. We have Unicorn on pole, Espadretti second, John Boy third, Kevman fourth, myself fifth, Ollie sixth, and then Stonecutter in seventh. And if the sprint race is anything to go by, this is going to be a very exciting race. Although we can expect drivers to take a lot fewer risks in this race because this is where the points count. Espadretti already sweeps straight up into the lead. The very, very fast driver. But this isn't a sprint race. This is an endurance race, and the drivers are going to have to watch their fuel and their tyres. So maybe Unicorn is in a lower engine mode than Espadretti. Further down, Unicorn is being harassed there by John Boy in third place. Kevman there lurking in the background. John Boy had a very dominating win in the sprint race. There's the move. He's up to second. Go John Boy. And I think Kevman now also making a move. So Unicorn potentially saving fuel there. The further back, Grandpa, Ollie, Stonecutter all very slow. So this could all be the fuel saving brigade. Unicorn there, sat in the slipstream of Kevman. Thought there was a move on, but it didn't happen. Kevman out wide. Unicorn had a look, couldn't make anything of it. Unicorn's going to the inside. Is Unicorn going to have a look into turn one? They've certainly got the slipstream, but they don't seem to have the overspeed. So I think that that confirms our theory of saving fuel. In sixth place, Ollie all over the back of the Grandpa Mobile. Ollie looking like he wants to get a move on. But patience is key here. It's a long race. Looks like Unicorn had a go at Kevman and it didn't work out. Oh, Ollie sneaks past Grandpa. Sig fifth. Well done, Ollie. Good clean move. We'll move back on. No, it's a great battle, but not in that corner. Nobody wants to do that. It looks as though Unicorn just lost the back end a little bit there and lost a lot of speed. That's allowed Ollie to get back up with Unicorn. But can Ollie stay in that slipstream? He wants to make up for yesterday's issues. Oh, we've got a wheel on the grass, and that is Ollie around. Oh, he's got to do all that again, but it's okay. We saw in the sprint race, he can catch up. Don't panic yet. Up at the front, John Boy now with Espadretti. We know that both of these drivers blisteringly fast in this series. Kevman not too far behind. The drivers are really starting to bunch up now. It looks as though the lead group might be saving some fuel, and that's allowed the 4th, 5th and 6th place cars to catch up. Oh, John Boy there. Looks like he was going for a move. It didn't quite work out, but John Boy now looking like he wants to take the lead. He wants to get away from these cars up ahead. Do we have a spinner there? We've got a sideways Grandpa. Dropping it on that gravel, and now it's a battle to try and hang on to that 5th place. Stonecutter there almost taking advantage of that little mistake. Just shows you that Stonecutter's being patient and getting ready to pounce. Meanwhile, Kevman is right on the back of John Boy. He's perhaps wanting a go at Espadretti up ahead. Is he going to get it? John Boy makes a little move to the inside. It wasn't enough though. There was no space there. And they slot back into the same order. There's somebody around at the back. Stonecutter. Stonecutter dropped it into the gravel. That's allowed Ollie to get past into 6th place. You see, just keep on going. Keep on going and anything can happen up ahead. Speaking of up ahead, it's the Grandpa Mobile attacking the Unicorn. Oh, we've got somebody wibbling around there. Kevman has dropped it into the S's. Oh, unlucky. He was looking so good in third place. Now he's going to have to fend off Stonecutter. John Boy's got a really good run this time. It looks much closer than he had previously with Espadretti. He's moving to the outside to try and make this pass. That's a dangerous place to pass here, but he's going for it anyway. Didn't quite happen, but it shows that John Boy is now starting to push. Darts to the inside, goes for the move. John Boy gets into first, but Espadretti comes back underneath him. What a great battle, lots of respect being shown, lots of space being given. Absolutely fantastic. And this battling is slowing them down. It's allowing Unicorn to catch up there in the background. So don't be surprised if Unicorn's in the mix very, very shortly. Oh, Espadretti loses the back end. John Boy's going to have the overspeed here, but he can't quite make use of it. There's nowhere to go. Meanwhile, Ollie, wheel on the grass. He's drifting. Oh, almost contact with Kevman. That would have been a disaster. This is heavy damage, so you don't be making contact with anybody. Looks like Ollie's already got some rear aero damage from that earlier incident. Luckily, escaped any kind of serious issues there. But he's got to push again. Kev definitely on a charge. After getting past Stonecutter and Ollie, he's smelling blood. He wants to get back up to the front, and oh! There's a grandpa there disappearing from shot, getting damage and a penalty, so that was definitely a barrier impact there, even though we couldn't see it. So that's all gone horribly, horribly wrong there for the grandpa mobile. Here it is, recovering back to the track. Oh dear. There's a long way to go yet, but that's not going to help matters. Meanwhile, John Boy looking for a move on Espadretti. We've seen this before. We're going for an instant replay. John Boy having the inside line. Has he covered it off this time? Yes. This time he forces Espadretti out wide, covers off that inside. Espadretti's going to have a look. No, nowhere to go. So that is John Boy in the lead of this race. And that one, I think, has been coming for quite some time. Can Espadretti do anything on the straight? He's got a nice long run with a slipstream. Is he going to go for the pass, or is he going to start saving fuel behind John Boy? I think he might be saving fuel. He's not really revving it particularly high. Feathering that throttle. How about now? Now he's going for the inside again. He's going to try and replicate the move that John Boy just did. John Boy had a little bit wide actually, and the two of them side by side. Espadretti back into the lead. What a fantastic battle. And remember, this is an endurance race, so there's a lot of this to come. But let's not forget, these two are burning a lot of fuel and really leaning on their tyres while they're battling. And that's going to play into the hands of the cars behind them, the drivers Unicorn and Kevman. Oh, Stonecutter out wide. Let's give Ollie a run. Yes, Ollie through into fifth. Stonecutter luckily managing to keep it out of the gravel, but losing the place. I think I'd rather just keep it out of the gravel and lose that place, because, you know, you put it in the gravel there, you're in a whole world of hurt, as we've already seen. So we've really got three battles going on at the moment. We've got Ollie versus Stonecutter. We've got Kevman and Unicorn. They may be battling or may be working together to catch up to John Boy and Espadretti. Currently second and first respectively. They're just past halfway on their fuel. Oh, John Boy's a long way past halfway, but we're not even halfway through the race yet, so these two will definitely have to pit. At the back, there's myself with a run on Stonecutter in the slipstream, darting to the inside, and that is about as mundane as a pass as you get around Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Stonecutter going quite slow, possibly really conserving some fuel now. John Boy monster in the back of Espadretti's car. He's going to line one up for the main straight this time around. He's going to the inside here. Oh, John Boy's off the back end. John Boy has lost the back end. He's overestimated how much grip he's got on his old tyres, and from second to last in the space of a corner. What a disaster for John Boy. He's got it all to do now, and Espadretti is clear in the lead. He hasn't got to defend, he can just take his own line and work with it. But I think you might see John Boy coming back through the field. He's already attacking Stonecutter for 6th. Stonecutter out very wide, manages to get it back onto the tarmac, but that is John Boy up to 6th. I'll probably dispatch myself and Ollie just as quick. Here we go, lining up. Already on it. What a machine, he's just unstoppable. Unless he drops the back end, then he stops. Ollie out a little bit wide, that's going to allow John Boy through. Into 4th, there you go, 3 passes in 1 lap. That's John Boy. John Boy now up with Unicorn. Going to try and get that 2nd place back. Oh, tries to take it to the inside, but the car just doesn't want to do it. Whipping around all over the place. So he's going to have to try another way. You can see just how tail happy that car is. Those rear tyres are spent, but it doesn't matter. He's passed. Back up into 2nd. Got to assume he's burning fuel like crazy to get back up to Espadretti though. Oh, Stonecutter, they're taking some grass on the inside to put him out wide, and Stonecutter is around. Oh, and into the barrier. That's damage and a penalty. Stonecutter's day goes from mediocre to appalling in the space of 1 corner. Very unlucky for Stonecutter. And he's been saving fuel heavily. So Stonecutter's strategy has just gone completely out of the window. Got a move here, lining up. Oh, Ollie out wide. Ollie's gone. Into the barrier, damage and penalty. Not what Ollie wanted. Down to last is another driver who's been heavily saving fuel. And John Boy dives into the pits. So John Boy's our first pitter. Almost 25 minutes gone of a 40-minute race, which means John Boy could do an undercut of sorts. Myself also in the pits. But it could be the Grandpa Mobile is taking on less fuel because of fuel saving. So this could even be an overtake in the pits. Only going out with half a tank of fuel, even though there's, you know, almost half the race left. It's an interesting strategy. It could work. And John Boy out dead last, but can he make up that time in the pits? We've got Espadretti now into the pits as well. So Espadretti making a scheduled stop with slightly more fuel remaining. Can John Boy make it around? Oh, someone's around there. Ollie has gone around. Oh, some drivers are having really bad days. Here comes John Boy. Can he make it so that he's ahead of Pedretti when Pedretti comes out of the pits? Espadretti has short filled and is already coming out of the pits. So John Boy still a long way back with a lot to do, but he's heavily fueled, which means that John Boy can actually run his car in a higher engine mode even though it's heavier and that far back, which means don't count him out, because towards the end of the race we're going to see some real action. I think Kevman and Unicorn, these two together both coming into the pits. That puts Stonecutter into the lead with his uber fuel saving strategy. Who's going to come out ahead here? Because although Kevman's in the lead, Unicorn's got more fuel in the tank. There's repairs being done. Watching Kevman come out. He's coming out just behind Espadretti. Unicorn there, a little way back. Grandpa and Espadretti battling for second place. I don't think this is going to be a battle that lasts particularly long though. Oh, Pedretti there, just dropping the back end a little bit. This is of course a race for position, so nobody's obliged to let anybody else through. but you feel that Espadretti's probably going to do the move just here. Stonecutter, by the way, a long way up the road because he hasn't pitted. Can he stay there is the question. Espadretti looking for the move. No move on. Got a car out very, very wide. I think that's Ollie again struggling with the damage. And there goes Pedretti up the inside. Is that a move done? That move is done. So Espadretti now needs to be getting the foot down and pulling away from the charging John Boy, who's in more or less clear here. Meanwhile, Unicorn is back on Cavman. And it looks as though Unicorn is probably done with some of that fuel saving, although Unicorn's another driver who's really short-filled. So all the drivers going for strategic calls with the fuel to get out ahead of their opponents. Oh, Kev! Almost drops it. Loses out to Unicorn and John Boy. Kevman already trying to bed those tyres in. John Boy all over the back of Unicorn. Unicorn looking for a way past the Grandpa Mobile. Unicorn there a little bit wide. It's a little bit too much throttle. And that's given myself a break. But Unicorn is now in the clutches of John Boy. Oh, Espadretti there lost a little bit of time. I think they got a bit squirrely in that first corner and no way through for the Grandpa Mobile, but it was a move that was on for a moment. It was out wide there, that Unicorn. Oh, Unicorn there just with too much speed. Lets John Boy through. John Boy back up to fourth. And not too far behind Espadretti, so this higher engine mode paying dividends for John Boy. I think Pedretti's now up with Stonecutter. The American driver saving fuel perhaps a little bit too excessively. And it's probably going to be a tumble down the order. Unicorn and Kevman going side by side, but we're going to stay with this battle for the podium. It's the Grandpa Mobile sweeping into second, John Boy into third. Stonecutter tumbling down the order, and I think we're about to see a change of position here for second and third because John Boy attached to the rear bumper of the Grandpa Mobile. Oh, so he's off in the background. Kevman sticking it into the sand. Oh, unlucky. John Boy menacingly close to that rear bumper. Gets a great line through there. Definitely got more speed. This could be the move for second place. Takes the inside and he's through. John Boy on a charge and he's hunting down Espadretti in first place. Less than 10 minutes to go and plenty of fuel in John Boy's tank. This could be a classic finish. Looks though Kevman's caught up with Stonecutter after his little excursion into the sand, and that's a simple enough pass. Stonecutter's strategy for saving fuel not worked out. Nice try, but trusting different, hope for the best, and this time it's just not gone his way. Up ahead, Unicorn absolutely monstering the Grandpa Mobile. Unicorn definitely turn up the wick. This is it, everyone's going to be turning up the wick and making the sprint to the end. There's only 8 minutes of the race left. The sun's starting to set. Unicorn looking for that podium. And here we go. No, not quite. Don't forget the third place car also now probably running in a higher engine mode to get to the end of the race. But surely Unicorn's going to make that move because they're looking like the faster driver right now at this stage in the race. Grandpa with a very defensive line. It's a little bit too defensive, taking some grass. And this battling is allowing Kev to catch up behind. So Kevman on his way to join in the battle for third and fourth. Meanwhile, John Boy looking at that first place car. He's running out of time to get past it. But it looks like he's got the fuel, he's got the tyres, he's definitely got the pace. Where and when is he going to try and make his move is the question. Is he biding his time, or is it just that Espadretti is too fast at this point to actually catch? Meanwhile, third, fourth and fifth are actually catching first and second. I don't know if Pedretti's defensive lines are slowing the front two drivers down, but certainly, yeah, they're about half a second a lap slower than the cars behind them, so this could soon be a five-way battle for the lead. Oh, we've got some tyre smoke. Espadretti a little bit sideways. Back end all over the place, it's at a wibble, and John Boy is through. John Boy's through to first. Meanwhile, there's also a wibble behind for myself, and Unicorn and Kevman slipped through. So there you go. Oh, Unicorn, big tank slapper, holds it together. It's a great catch. That shows now just how hard these drivers are all pushing. Espadretti, speaking of pushing, looking like they're going to go for a move. Lining John Boy up. Can they get the overspeed? Moving to the inside. No. Just not quite enough speed to get through there. Stonecutter's doing well to hang on. They now turn up the wick. Oh, Espadretti's through. John Boy was out a little bit wide, and Espadretti took that invitation to come through. But the battling has brought Unicorn right up, and he's probably now in John Boy's slipstream. So Unicorn looking for a podium, possibly even looking for the win. We've got about 5 minutes left of racing, so there's still plenty more that can happen. And I think it will, because look, we've got an entire field now, except for Ollie, who's having a mirror of a race. And they're all in the same shot. Here we are. Everybody coming together at the end with their various tyre and fuel and engine mapping strategies. That's what we like to see. If that's how you like to race, why not join our Discord and race with us? The link's in the description down below. Oh, Unicorn out wide. And around near the pit entrance. Disaster for Unicorn, who was doing so well. Lights up the rear tyres. Looks like some annoyance there. That briefly put Kevman into third, but that was taken away by Grandpa. Yay, Grandpa. It looks like Ollie around again. Ollie must be having real issues with that car. And in fact, he's about to be lapped. Oh, John Boy going for the move. Going for first. He's through. Ollie politely there sitting and letting everybody come past before he rejoins the track. Espadretti going back for first place. What a battle these two are having. Espadretti takes the lead, but they're side by side into the first corner. I don't mind if these two battle all the way to the end. That works for me. Espadretti looking for a way through. Of course, nothing's certain in motorsport or sim racing. These two could quite easily take each other off the way they're driving. There's a lot of trust, a lot of respect, but just one miscommunication and that's it. It could all be over. Espadretti lining up John Boy, looking for the move. There we go. Only 2 minutes left and they're still swapping places. Anyone can win this race. Yes, even Ollie, if everybody takes each other off, although I think, yeah, Ollie's just had enough today. He's ready to go home and have a bath. John Boy looking for that move to return to first place. It's going to the outside. We've got Espadretti on a defensive line. Oh, there's only 2 laps left, I think, judging by the time we've got left. So is John Boy playing the waiting game and not allowing Pedretti to have his slipstream? Or can he legitimately not get past that blue car in front of him. Well, I'm sure we're going to find out sometime in the next minute or so. The cars behind seem to have fallen into a bit of a pattern. Myself and then Kevman quite close together. Stonecutter and Unicorn quite close together, and Ollie turning this into a test session. John Boy, this is his last lap to get around because the timer is about to run out. He's looking to the outside. Espadretti very, very defensive. He's going to make that car as wide as possible for this final lap. John Boy taking the wide line, trying to get some extra speed, running it even off the course a little bit, trying to get that extra speed. Oh, he's back end sliding around. John Boy pushing with everything he's got, but I think it's not going to be enough. Up ahead, Espadretti charges to the line. John Boy steps out the slipstream, but it's too late. Espadretti wins. John Boy second. Grandpa third. Stonecutter somehow makes it into fourth because Kevman's run out of fuel. He ran out of fuel on the line. Unlucky for Kevman. Unicorn has also run out of fuel. What a disaster. But your race winner, and he had to really earn it, is Espadretti. Well done.